What is going on YouTube? Hayden here, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at Xrp, Solana, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as VONG and the S&P 500. For those that don't know, VONG is the Russell 1000, and as of yesterday we have officially retested all-time highs. However, I do not believe this is going to last, and I do believe starting today into next week, as today's Friday, so we're not going to see much movement today, that we are going to start our descent back down. I do not believe we have what it takes at this moment in time to continue to head up even higher. I just don't see it happening here. You can see with the consolidation that we've had before, we've had ample opportunity to break through this major sideways channel, and we have not done so. So more than likely, we're probably not going to do it on our first attempt today, especially because we are overbought or nearing overbought, retesting that overbought line, as you can see. So more than likely, as I've drawn here, probably going to see the consolidation, as we are pretty much right on track with everything that I have drawn. But aside from, the stock market here, we are going to be looking at these other cryptos, and I very likely think similarly now, correlation isn't always causation, but I do believe crypto and the stock market will both be starting their descent back down. So I think Solana, we did have a trade on just yesterday here. Hopefully you guys took out some profits here. We were able to buy in right once we confirmed below the support here. And then since then, we fell quite a substantial amount. It was actually a fairly simple trade. I did close that trade as of early this morning here, but we were down quite a bit, and with leverage it was a very simple and easy trade. I believe I can show you like position history right here. Yeah, you can see we had a short on here and we were up quite a bit of profit. I think it was like a 9% trade. It was fairly simple here with the trade opportunity here, so definitely make sure to check this out. It was about a 7%. We only made like $20, but just to show you guys what it is, and if we leverage it even higher, we can make a lot more profit, 200, 2,000, so on and so forth here, which we'll do in a little bit later on when these cryptos really do confirm that. But we had that confirmation closure below that support, and it did cause the descent to start taking place here. So we'll cover more of that later on in today's episode. We're also going to be looking at Xrp's push to the downside here, probably rejection on Ethereum. Same thing with Bitcoin as well. I do believe everything is set up right now, prime time for correction, so definitely stay tuned for that. But with all that being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's get right into today's episode. So guys, before we dive into today's video, as you guys can see, Bidfi has relisted their new user bonus, which is incredible here. It was originally ended about, I think, 4 or 5 days ago here, but they just told me that they've relisted it. So now you guys can take advantage of a new user bonus until July 10th. So we have probably like another 2 or 3 weeks now for you guys to take advantage of one of Bidfi's biggest giveaways that they have. Pretty much over 50%, around 50% you can get back on what you deposit, which is insane here. You can see on $100, you can get $50 back here, all the way up to $2,000 in free bonus cryptocurrency. With just a tiny bit of leverage, that can be insane. Imagine 1,000 with 10x leverage. That's $10,000 in bonus trading that you could take advantage of for those that are traders and whale traders there. So definitely make sure to check out Bidfi down in the description below. Super excited to see what exactly we have after that here. But it's a huge opportunity to take advantage of some of the sizes of these bonuses here. I don't recall ever seeing Bidfi offer something this large in the past year, but moving forward, you can see yesterday I basically made a video saying that I bought back in, as we were probably going to start to see this descent take place, and truly that's what I see happening right now. The correction starting to take place to the downside here. I bought back in. We had a short opportunity here, and that's pretty much what I want to go over and cover in today's episode here. You can see we're still at 49 on the fear and greed index, so we have either way, like anything can happen at this point here, but more so I believe we're due for a correction in the markets because, and I'll show you in a second here, a lot of the cryptocurrencies, like I said, have the potential to see that. And with the consolidation that's taking place here, volume is kind of dying out. The bulls, they're kind of running out of steam, if that makes sense. And we're going to start to see this descent take place and pull us to the downside here. The past like 2-3 days now, Ethereum's been pretty much flatlined out. BNB, Solana, Tron, Doge, every crypto has pretty much been consolidating over the past several days here, and more than likely it's going to cause us to start our descent and start to pull back to the downside here. You can see, I mean, it really depends. It doesn't really matter what you look at here, but everything is showing bullish tendencies here. So in the long term, you can see we've slightly adjusted. We used to have a head and shoulders pattern, which I still think is very much so active, and I could just leave this pattern here. I still strongly believe that this is kind of what we're dealing with here, and there is still huge potential for a head and shoulders pattern that would cause correction here. But really the main focus is how this bottom support, this neckline really reacts with these cryptocurrencies. You can see as I zoom in and we get a closer look at the descending fractal that's taking place here, you'll notice that we are in a lower high, lower low pattern, continuously heading to the downside here. And then a quick zoom to the 4 hour, you can see how we were tracking even some sort of uptrend here. And we basically broke down from that. So everything is showing signs of clear rejection off major resistance points here. You can see we have the downtrend plus an additional moving average that are acting as major resistance on here. And like we said yesterday, this is more than likely going to cause a correction here to the downside. More than likely what we're going to see is XRP start its descent lower here. So I'm very excited to see the results of this. I very much so expect us to start to see that correction. And then, which is it's an intraday trade. If you want to trade inside of this, it's certainly more on the risk factor here. But what that means now is as we start to head down, we really know we'll have the easiest trade opportunities, what I'm trying to say. Like if we confirm closure below support, this floor here, it'll be the easiest short that we'll ever have. And it's the same thing if we break through price ceiling here, we'll know it's the easiest long position we'll ever have because there's going to be so much volume that comes with either of these being broken. But for the time being, it's probably going to cause consolidation to take place until we get that result. But every crypto at this point is screaming lower movements. And because the weekends come around, I do believe the start on Monday, we'll start to see markets go even lower. Now moving forward to Bidfi here, you can see Bidfi is the #1 cryptocurrency leveraging exchange that I like to take advantage of or use. They're the #1 exchange that I like to use here on the channel. And the reason I like using them is because of everything that they offer. They have tons of cryptocurrencies to take advantage of. They even have XRP to leverage trade, which is insane. Not that common to see exchanges use XRP here. But on top of XRP, not only do they have this new user bonus here, but you can buy long, sell short, create stop limit orders, market orders, anything you want. The trade we made just yesterday was an extremely easy buying opportunity for us to cash in on some free cryptocurrency. It really does not get that hard to make some realized profit off a short. It was very simple. You could still enter it if you wanted to, but it was a very obvious correction here. It was specifically Solana on this jump to the downside. And I do believe once we start on Monday, we'll be able to enter and see a bigger correction. I'd be shocked if we see much more movement on the weekend here, but on top of the trade that we made yesterday here, you can see if I jump to where is it, the demo trading account, they give you $50K in demo money to practice trading your skills, get familiar with the exchange, learn how the exchange works. So like the trade that I made yesterday, you don't have to make a live trade. You can go on this demo account and copy what I did and see if the trades are right. And after several attempts, or you trade around yourself, after several positive attempts, you make realized profits here in the demo account. Then you can head over to the live trading account, use the bonus money that you got from rewards like this, and take advantage of them. So I think it's phenomenal. I think it's an exceptional platform. We've been using them since 2020 or mid 2020, maybe even early 2021. So several years, 4 or 5 years now. And they've been nothing but the best, constantly innovating and updating their website to make it better and better. But moving forward though, from Bidfi, looking at these other cryptos, we already checked out Solana here. XRP also shows big signs of correction here. So I guess we talked about both, but you can see XRP as we ended, we confirmed rejection off this, probably going to head lower. Solana, very similarly, you can see as I zoom out here, we're in and why I put a short, but we could have held the short longer, but I was, just a quick little get in, get out. No need to be greedy here. You can see we're in a very large bull flag formation here. Huge lower highs and lower lows. And you can see we've clearly rejected off the most recent one here. You can see very obviously closure below support. So what we're looking for is let's let this weekend pan out. And then when we're ready, we'll enter back in for a trade, more than likely expecting to see a short. I don't think we have what it takes to break through downtrend and moving average. I don't think we have what it takes. We haven't been able to in the past, but anything can happen here. But you can just see how we've been on this stair-stepping downward spiral. So if we're most likely going to reject here come Monday and then start to see correction, and then we'll enter pretty early on for the short that will be all the way to the downside here. It'll be a very easy one. As you can see, we've consistently done this on Solana, so it'll be a very easy one to take advantage of again. Anywho, and moving forward from Solana and XRP, same thing with Ethereum. I do very strongly believe Ethereum's ready to break. I feel like we could draw some sort of downtrend like this. It's a little bit tougher. maybe something like that. But I do believe we are due for correction again. Even if I scale this up even higher, you can just see the consolidation that's taking place. Rock in a hard place, battling price ceiling and moving average, more than likely going to cause correction. So keep your eyes on that. Bitcoin, very similarly, this is very obvious descending fractal here. We have 3 confirmations. So more than likely, again, correction to the downside here. Very easy, you want to take advantage of. Vong hitting its all-time highs. I'd be floored. I'd be shocked. I don't know why pre-trade hasn't opened yet, unless it's a holiday for some reason, but I very much so expect us to breach or to reject this in the start, consolidate, then break through. Even if we did break through, there's not much more room to go up because we're overbought, So we'd be extremely overbought and then head lower. So maybe we go a little bit higher, then correct all the way back down. But regardless, we're going to head back down to consolidate. We have to. Same thing with the stock market here. So all in all, I do believe short-term bearish. We need a healthy pullback in order to head higher across the board that we just discussed. But with that all being said, smash that like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and I will see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.